Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be talking about breastfeeding. Obviously yesterday I was breastfeeding, so I thought that it would be a good idea for me to talk about breastfeeding, as it's really important. You either choose to breastfeed your baby or your baby is formula fed. Milk is life, basically. So I just wanted to touch upon some things that I've learned from breastfeeding. Now it's currently 9 o'clock. And I did the 5 a.m. feed this morning, as I decided to wake up a bit earlier today. So I fed him, I played with him, he had his nana time, so he came and he was with my mum for a bit while I closed my eyes for like 20 minutes because I was super tired. And then I put him back to sleep. So he had a good night. He's learning to sleep for longer, which means he's on the breast for longer. Well, as I started off on breast, I had to stay 3 days in the hospital. So he was a breastfed baby. So he had colostrum, which is what your breast produces, is a thicker version of the milk, and it keeps your baby fuller for longer. And then after that, my breast milk just didn't come in. So I had to formula feed him when I stayed in the hospital for 3 days after I had him. Because there was one day he was just screaming and screaming and screaming. He wouldn't stop screaming. So the nurse had to give him some ready-made formula, which I didn't really want to do because I wanted to do my full version of breastfeeding, but I couldn't. So I continued breastfeeding when I got home from the hospital 3 days later after having him. And it was just making up formula. I decided to give him Aptamil. I gave him lactose-free version because I'm lactose intolerant, so I didn't want to give my child milk that has lactose in it because I know how unsettled I get with having milk that has lactose in it. So I decided to do that, but then he developed really bad baby acne, and it was terrible, all on his cheeks, on his nose, on his forehead, and it made me feel really bad. So it made me feel like I was doing something wrong. So I decided to just press through with breastfeeding. My milk came in eventually and the engorgement was terrible. My breast was so sore, really veiny. They were really swollen, but I had to press through with it because I felt really bad looking at him with his acne on his face, and I thought that, well, I'm doing something wrong as a mother, so I need to do the best that I can do to help clear this acne up. So I decided to switch. So at about 4 weeks, he was about 4 weeks, I started my breastfeeding journey. And he latched on. Azai is very versatile. And he took to the breast and he loved it. Obviously, it's a time where you bond with your baby, and you look into their eyes and, you know, things like that. So it was tough. It was really tough at the beginning. It's very time consuming, and I felt like I was feeding him every 10 minutes, which obviously wasn't every 10 minutes, but that's what it felt like. And I got frustrated, not with him, like with myself, obviously, for not starting my breastfeeding journey earlier, which would have made things a lot easier for myself. And I thought that because he was falling asleep on the breast, that meant he was finished. So I was taking him away, and then he would wake up crying again in half an hour, and then have to put him back on the breast, which is obviously good for your milk production. You make more milk when the baby sucks more on your nipples. But I'm still learning that it means that they're just taking a break, because the sucking motion gets really tiring and you have to take a break, basically. So I'm learning that. Along with that, I learned that you get very sore nipples. As soon as the baby takes that first suck, I was screaming. No joke, it was terrible pain. But now at 10 weeks, he's 10 weeks today, yay! Now at 10 weeks, it's a lot better. You get times where you're like, oh, but it's a lot better. Not gonna lie, my nipples are long like bananas, but the journey it's been a challenge, but where I am now, I'm glad that I decided to make that decision to breastfeed him. And obviously, along with breastfeeding, you get leaking nipples. Your milk just decides, oh, it's time, and you get patches on your top. I don't have any patches on here right now, but this breast is ready to go. So if you see anything, sorry. So I had to use nipple pads. Sometimes I forget to wear nipple pads, but the good thing is that in quarantine, I'm not going anywhere. So if my breasts are leaking, my mum is the only person that's seeing that. Yeah, so along with breastfeeding comes trying to position your baby as well. So I had an emergency C-section, so I found it quite hard to do certain positions to breastfeed him. So the position that I found that worked for me was lying down, where you lie down and the baby lies down. And the breast that's touching the mattress is the breast that you use to feed them. You bring them close to you, and you can go to sleep, I guess. I fall asleep all the time. And he just sucks away. I wake up and he's either sleeping, and then I burp him. Yeah, so breastfeeding, I also use a breast pump. So I use the Tommy Tippy Close to Nature breast pump to express some milk as well, because you get breast engorgement, and I like to have some milk in the fridge. So that encourages my breast milk production as well, because I'm also expressing milk. So then it's a supply and demand. What you use, you make more of. So, and obviously, so then my mum can feed him as well, and I can sleep, and it's just great. So at the moment, he's drinking anywhere between 6 to 7 ounces of milk at 10 weeks old. He loves his milk. Yeah, so along with breastfeeding, choosing to breastfeed because of his baby acne, the doctor also gave me some cream for his face. So I feel like the two together was a great combination, because obviously I'll show you guys him soon, but he's sleeping right now. That is just, the combination was great. You would never, ever, 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 ever guess that as I had baby acne really, really, really bad. So now I enjoy breastfeeding because I can see that the decision I made was great for him. And now as a mum, I feel like I'm not doing anything wrong. So if he's crying, or I feel like he's in pain, it's not because of the breast milk. It's probably because he has trapped wind, or he's tired, or he's hungry, because he's always hungry. Yeah, so what I find now with Azai is that when he's breastfeeding, don't touch him. Don't try and talk to him. Nope, he must be left alone. When he's finished, he'll open his eyes again, because he likes to breastfeed with his eyes closed. Or if you try to look at him, he turns his face. So I just leave him, let him do his thing. When he's finished, he's ready to go again. I can play with him. He's starting to coo now. He started smiling from about 5 weeks old. He's very responsive and alert now. So I have a routine with breastfeeding now. Azai, he eats about 5 to 7 times a day now. And those sessions will last for anywhere between 15 to 40 minutes. And I feel like he's getting better, where he's not on the breast for so long now, because he's getting older. He's become an expert on how to draw the milk from my breast, which is easier for me, because then I'm not breastfeeding all the time. I'm not like tired from him breastfeeding. I'm hungry all the time. I feel like whenever I eat, I'm not satisfied. It takes a lot from your body. I never knew that. It takes a lot from your body, but also you do lose weight as well faster than the average person that would be formula feeding their baby. So that's also a benefit as well. Like I mentioned before, I do express milk. It was a struggle at first. I was getting drips and drips and drips, and it used to take me like 45 minutes to an hour to express a bottle of milk for him at the time where he was only getting about 4 to 5 ounces of milk. So that was very challenging. But now when I'm expressing the milk with the Tommy Tippy breast pump, it just comes out really fast, which is great. So I can, when he's sleeping, I can express a bottle of milk and go and do something else, like clean the bathroom or mop the floors, steam the floors, have something to eat, because eating and showering with a newborn is an extreme sport. It's an extreme sport. Yeah. So yeah, that's been my breastfeeding journey, really. There's not much more I can add. If you guys want to know anything else about breastfeeding in different positions, how I felt breastfeeding, one thing that obviously I haven't touched upon yet is breastfeeding in public because of the pandemic. So I haven't been anywhere yet to have to breastfeed in public. I'm not too sure how I feel about that, but I'll have plenty of Muslim blankets with me. Maybe I'll express more bottles then, which will increase my demand for milk from my breasts. Yeah, but it's been a journey. It's been a journey. Obviously, I'll do more videos on my journey from having been pregnant in lockdown, being admitted to hospital twice while I was pregnant, one during lockdown as well, having an emergency cesarean section, staying in hospital for 3 days, how I had to cope as a new first-time mum, not being allowed any visitors because of COVID-19, how the nurses helped me, how they didn't help me. Yeah, it's been a journey, and I will do videos on those topics very, very soon. Just bear with me, guys. Obviously, I am recording on my phone for now. Yesterday morning, I got up and had the urge to just record. I want to share my journey with people, even if I can touch one person with the videos I do, then that is great for me. I don't have to touch the lives of many. Even just one will make a difference to help someone cope with being a first-time mum. Different strategies. I will go over different strategies, positive affirmations. For me, personally, prayer works wonders. I pray all the time. Every day when I get up, I pray. Before I go to sleep at nighttime, I get down on my knees and I pray for the Lord to give me strength to be the best mother that I can be for my son, to encourage me, to give me strength. These things work really well for me. So any breastfeeding mothers out there who are just starting their journey, in the middle of their journey, or ending their journey, I pray that the Lord has given and will continue to give you strength to carry on, to nourish your baby the best way possible, because even doctors say that breast milk is best. So don't be discouraged because you're getting drops of milk. Don't be discouraged because you're always breastfeeding. Don't be discouraged because it really hurts and it's time consuming. Just be encouraged and know that the Lord will give you strength to carry on. So thank you for watching, guys. Like, subscribe, comment and share. Let me know in the comments if there's anything that you want to see particularly. And I will be back next week with a different topic, maybe in a couple of days. It's just when I get time, really, as I is getting older, so now it's easier for me to have time for myself, and that's why I've started vlogging my motherhood journey. I will get different equipment soon so I can edit, so that things do look better. I will get a backdrop, I will have music, my channel art will be better, but for now this is how I have to do things, because I can't exactly go out and buy a camera and all those things that I need to make better vlogs. So just bear with me, things will get better. At the start things are always a bit, here and there, but I will get better, I promise you. So like, comment, share and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye.